An audience with Sirocco.
Good morning, Sarah. Welcome to New Zealand today.
Thank you, Boyd. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, I understand you visited a celebrity recently.
Yes, Boyd. I had the great honour to be granted an audience with the famous spokesbird Sirocco at his home on Ulva Island.
Ulva Island? That's a bit remote, isn't it?
Well, yes, but it was well worth the trip. It was an amazing interview.
I can imagine. So tell me about it.
Well, I was a bit nervous.
Understandably. He's very famous.
I know. He's one of only 157 kakapo left in the world.
Really? Only 157 left? Well, I never.
Yes, it's terrible. Anyway, despite his importance, I thought Sirocco was a very down-to-earth bird.
What was his home like?
Well, he has this very grand special enclosure made of perspex.
Perspex? That's a sort of tough plastic material, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
That's a long way to travel for an interview. Why did you choose to go there?
Well, I'd read about this opportunity to see kakapo close up in the Let's Go column of Herald Travel, and it seemed too interesting to miss. But really, I suppose I wanted to do my bit to help save the kakapo.
A worthy cause. Well done. But it must have been a long trip.
Yes, it was.
How did you get there?
Well, I took a photographer with me, and first we travelled to the South Island, then to Half Moon Bay, and from there to Ulva Island.
How did you get to the island?
When we got off the plane, we drove to Half Moon Bay and then made the crossing by boat to Ulva Island. After that, we had a 20-minute walk from the small jetty, and as we were walking, darkness fell.
Well, that sounds scary.
Well, actually it wasn't. It was rather beautiful. Just me and Miles the cameraman and Graham from the Ulva Island Trust. It was a lovely, clear autumn night.
Were there any security precautions? They usually have those when you meet famous people, don't they?
Yes. Well, there was a routine quarantine check at the gate of the sanctuary.
A quarantine check?
Yes, like at all airports in New Zealand. That's when they check your bags to see if you're carrying anything like food. But at the Ulva Island sanctuary, they're checking to see that you're not carrying any seeds, mice or rats.
Was there anything else you had to do?
Yes, we were given torches and a briefing.
A briefing?
Yes, a short talk on what to do when we met the famous bird, like not shining the torch at him and not speaking too loudly.
Oh, I see. And what did you do next?
Well, then we walked in single file along a path cut through rimu and kamai trees. There were beautiful ferns and mosses on either side of the path. You know, Boyd, it was strange. I had the feeling that once many primeval creatures roamed that ancient forest.
There are still a few primeval creatures around, Sarah. I know some of them.
Yes, I'm sure you do, Boyd. Anyway, Graham was carrying a lantern and suddenly he stopped. In the lamplight we could see a large perspex enclosure. I realised we were about to be in the presence of a star.
I hear he has fans all over the world.
Well, he is the Ministry of Conservation's official spokesbird.
That's true.
When we got inside the enclosure, we saw a big green bird walking along a branch on the ground. Then he jumped onto a wooden ledge that ran along the enclosure. He had a face rather like an owl.
Could you describe him a bit more for the listeners?
Yes, certainly. He's got beautiful feathers. They're pale green, white and black. They looked so soft and silky.
Oh, he sounds like a very handsome chap.
Yes, you could say that. We watched for a while as Joe, his minder, showed us some clever things he could do. Finally, it was time to go home. As we left and headed back down the path to the wharf, we could hear Sirocco screeching his goodbye. It was a very special experience when we met an extraordinary bird.
It makes me want to go and visit Sirocco myself.
Well, you can, Boyd. But remember, he's a superstar. They don't let just anyone in.
I'll remember that. Well, thank you again, Sarah, for coming in.
You're most welcome. I've enjoyed it. Anything to help the kakapo.